Dennis, nice to see you. And Jennifer, hello. Good morning. Happy Easter. Yeah, we're just going to hang tight for a few minutes and I'll start at 10 o'clock. Rini, good morning. Linda, I was wondering if you'd be at home or walking out in the tulips. It's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. My son and his girlfriend are going to come over after this and cook me brunch, and then we're going to go for a walk in the UBC forests. So, that'll be a lovely way to do today. Hi, Sandra and Paula and Larry. Yeah, happy Easter to all of you. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm going to do some nature bathing in the forests. Go look for fairies. I used to do that with my daughter when she was younger. We had a dog and we'd go walk in this forest near where we lived with the dog, and it was just a beautiful forest with streams, and we'd pretend there were elves and fairies and in the water and nearby, and it was almost, you know I believe in those things, right? And so it was always really cool. It's like to see and feel those energies. I've always been a big fan of that. Anyways, it's 10 o'clock, and so I want to start on time. I'm mindful that today is Easter for all of you, and so hello and welcome and happy Easter. It's the last day of the Metal Rabbit month today, but tomorrow on April 5th, the water dragon begins. And dragons are considered by many to be the luckiest animal in the zodiac. And it's so lucky that birth rates actually go up in the year of the dragon because people think it's lucky to have a dragon child. The dragon is considered a symbol of luck and vitality. And I'm going to talk more about dragons in a little bit. And part of the reason I'm going to wait is if you don't know what your chart is, and I know many of you here do know your chart, but you have a chance to go to my website if you're new. And actually, this is for later, those of you who watch this later. Go to my website to the link that Lois is going to post. Hi, Mahail. Thank you. Happy Easter. Go to my website and print a copy of your chart, because I'm going to talk about what your day master is, and I'm going to talk about your animals in a little bit. Okay, so you can get a copy of your chart. So if you've not met me before, and I know many of you have, but I know that many of you each month as you watch this later haven't. And so I live here in Vancouver, and my name is Marlina. I have studied metaphysics for really my whole life, actually, because I wanted to understand my life. For as long as I can remember, I've had this knowing that we are more than a body. And I could actually at times see the angels around me. And as a child, particularly before the age of 6, when many of us haven't forgotten who we are, I would have dreams of my past lives. I would have dreams of where I came from before being here, and I couldn't explain them. And I remember that where I came from before all of this was a place that was only love, right? However, I was raised in a very Christian family, and the teachings were very different from my dreams that I was experiencing. And what I see now is why that all happened is it happened so that I could question and figure out, well, what is it that's going on in my mind, right? I needed to study. I needed to study what was out there in the world so that I could make up my own mind about what was true. So now, over the last nearly 50 years, since I was a teenager, I have read thousands of books because I never wanted to challenge my parents. I actually wanted to figure out what is the truth. And I've read thousands of books and attended many, many workshops. But it is in the last 30 years that Chinese metaphysics is what has particularly resonated with me. And what resonated with me is I read a book that there are 3 factors that create our destiny. Okay, because that's this whole thing. It's like, who are we and why are we here? And the 3 factors that create our destiny in Chinese metaphysics are called heaven, earth, and man. And the simple summary is that heaven energy is the blueprint in this lifetime that you've chosen, you know, your personality and your circumstances. Earth energy is the energy where you live, your environment, and we can learn and manipulate that through Feng Shui. And then human energy is your thoughts, you know, and your actions, okay? And so I always like to use the metaphor of a garden. We are a seed, and the quality of the soil that we're planted in, whether it's got moisture and sunshine and is warm, and the timing is what creates, it has a 33% effect on our destiny, right? And so a combination of where we live and the blueprint that we are and our actions determine our life. Well, I really like that because it's not just you're fated by your destiny that you were born with, or you are fated by those circumstances. You can change your environment and you can change your actions and you can learn. Here's the big thing. You can learn why you chose this particular blueprint in this lifetime with these circumstances to learn what lessons. And so many of us choose, because what this tells us is we have choices, right? So many of us choose to live in drama, to live in chaos, right? And to live in undeserving lives. And why? Well, partly this is because as a collective energy and in our DNA, we're programmed that we don't deserve, right? And that's when we associate with who we are as the ego instead of who we are as our higher selves. And we feel we're guilty and we feel we didn't do it right and we feel that we deserve to be punished, right? And so 33%, here's the good news, is actually on us. We have free will and we can choose to change our thoughts and our actions and where we live and create a better lives. And so that's what I'm here to talk to you about each month. And that's what my studies, the last 30 years, studying with 8 masters all through China, learning how to read landforms and all those things has been about. It was not my intention to become a master of Feng Shui. It was my intention to learn how energy works and to improve the life, my children, and those I love. And so my spiritual studies, along with my metaphysical studies, have shown me that there are 2 matrices. Okay, there's 2 matrices. One is form, and this is how the sun rises and how the planets move and how gravity works and how we're connected to that form. And the other is spiritual. The other is there's a part of us that actually exists outside these forms, right? And that has tremendous power to change our thoughts and our actions and to connect to that true love of who we all are. Because here, the matrices of fear are so strong. And when we focus on fear, that's what we get more of. So we are here on earth to remember the truth of who we are and to work with these patterns and to actually learn to become higher vibrations so that we can live lives in love and not fear. Really, that's it. And so how great today is Easter. Because what is Easter? It's the resurrection and it's the crucifixion, right? And so what a symbol, and it's the beginning of the month of the water dragon, right? And so yeah, we get to celebrate with chocolate and food, but let's look deeper, right? What's the metaphor for Easter? What's the opportunity, right? The crucifixion is to me a symbol of rebirth, and as we get to the resurrection, right? Letting go what doesn't serve us and bringing in what does, right? And so releasing today and this whole month is a tremendous opportunity to release our thoughts and fears and pain that keep us separate and alone, and to choose the energy of that we're all connected, love, joy, and peace, right? And so that's why I'm consciously going for a walk in the forest after this. You know, as I connect with my son, the only one that lives here, my other 2 children I'll connect with online, but I'm going to go connect with the forces of nature and the sun. All right, so back to the dragon, right? And the energies of April and what's going on. Dragons are a really big thing in Chinese metaphysics. There's landforms and mountain energies. The word dragon gets used many times in many different ways. We call hills and mountains dragons, and we also refer to the energy of April, the dragon month, as dragons, right? In form, there's high level and medium level and low level mountains. And so here in Vancouver, our mountains are mostly high level mountains. These huge dragons that come in through the Rockies, these huge forces of energy coming in through those mountains and then releasing their energy here in what we call the Fraser Valley. As I traveled through Kuala Lumpur and to study Feng Shui there, more of the mountains there and in China are often what we call mid or low level down mountains. And in Feng Shui, even something that is 4 feet higher down the street is a slope, and it's a type of energy. And so dragons are the energy that chi flows through, right? And so dragons were considered also in astrology then a powerful energy, and it's no mistake that the main chi of the dragon is earth in astrology. So here's a mini lesson of astrology. There's 12 animals, and each animal is actually a representation of chi, right? And chi is described in Chinese metaphysics as yin and yang and the 5 elements. And each animal gets paired up with the 5 elements and forms what we call a pillar. And so there's 12 animals and 5 elements. So there's like a water dragon, a wood dragon, a fire dragon, an earth dragon, and a metal dragon, right? So there's 12 animals, 5 elements equals 60. This creates a cycle, and that cycle is 60 repeats in 60-year cycles, in 60-month cycles, etc. This is the Chinese solar lunar calendar, and it is much older than our Western calendar. So these elements interact with each other, and these pillars interact with each other. And we use terms like clashing and sentimental and merciless. The Chinese are very fond of dramatic terms, right? And it's not really that one is good or bad. It's just it tells us different things. And the water dragon month is considered actually to be a sentimental pillar. It's just that the energies of the earth and the dragon, the mountain, is holding the water. And so this tells us predictions of the overall interactions and how people will feel, both generally and collectively, and then individually when we bring your own chart into the question, right? And so, by the way, if you have questions, you can type them in, but save them till the end, and I'll stay on at the end for a while to answer some questions as well. All right. So this month, the dragon is earth, and there's some fire and some wood inside the dragon, and that's combined with water. So the image actually of this pillar is of a waterfall falling over rocks. And this type of energy, the ancients could see, and they observed over hundreds of years these patterns and what the results were, if you will, from those months, what they saw in events happening, what they saw happening to people and different things. So this is not just some random thing. It's like in those days, never in a year was a study published. It's like I've heard that in Tai Chi, 1,000 years before a new study was allowed to be taught, was studied, right? And so whether that's true, I don't know, but I do know that in general, how the care that was taken in those days to be accurate about what they saw. So the water dragon is a waterfall falling over rocks, and actually it represents healing waters. And can you feel it? This to me, even though there's still lots of things happening in the universe and collectively, and there's lots of fears and things, it feels to me a little bit more settled, right? There's more of an optimism and a kindness and an energy coming with this month. So if you know a little bit about the I Ching, each pillar comes with a hexagram, and the hexagram for the water dragon is big livestock. And so the divination for this month is, yes, you're likely to be a little nervous and apprehensive. And yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of stuff going on. Your project might take a little time. And this is actually a good thing to hear about if this is referring to the vaccinations or to how curbing the different things that are going out will happen. But what will happen is all the effort is bringing great reward. So whether we look at that collectively at what's happening or in your own life, this is a month to put some action into making some changes, and your efforts will be rewarded, okay? So now let's talk about your individual animal signs and your daymaster potentials, okay? So each of us has what's called a day master. And to know your day master, you have to go to your chart and look at the day and look at the top of the day, which is the stem, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're yang or yin, but it's going to say yang fire or yin wood or yang earth, or, you know. And so you are going to be fire, wood, earth, metal, or water. So people who are a wood day master will have a little bit of extra luck this month with the dragon. I'm going to get into the animals as well. And you will be guided in the right directions. Now, also, I want to disclose, I always do this every month. This is very, very general. And I almost hesitate to do these types of predictions because to really know who you are is not just a day master and individually an animal, right? These animals, these energies combine and clash and tell us many, many different things. And so if you really want to know who you are and what's going on, please consider having with someone a professional reading. And, you know, I do them as well, but that's something to consider as to where you are and what's going on. Happy Easter, ladies, and everybody that's here on the site, Jacqueline and Melanie and Jessica, beautiful. Okay, so wood people have a little bit of extra luck. You're not fighting the river. So what does that mean if I tell you you're a wood day master? Okay, then it means go out there and actually take advantage of that, because you know, all of us know that there's some months we're fighting a river. It's pushing uphill, right? And it's not so easy. Okay, fire person, if you're a fire day master, you might have to work a little bit more behind the scenes to get ahead this month. Be humble, don't rock the boat, right? And avoid petty activities and gossip because it could catch up with you. You might get seen for that, all right? So despite some interpersonal issues happening out there, wealth opportunities will continue for you the whole year. Like, actually, if you are a fire day master, this is a really good year to go out there and make connections and turn that into money-making opportunities. Earth, if you are an earth day master, this is a month to be spontaneous, promote your products, get out there and take action. Earth people tend to procrastinate. There's lots of opportunities out there, and you also will be more social. So you have to be a bit careful not to be so social that you're distracted and not actually getting ahead. Like, a lot of people will say, oh, I love summer, right? Yeah, we all love summer, but did you actually get ahead, or did you just socialize so much and actually your credit card debt went up, right? Or you just, you know, the things. So it's really important to have goals and to set actions, because then you can allocate your time. Remember, 33% of your luck is on you, right? And so how are you using your time? So earth people, it's like you'll be more social this month, but also make sure you keep your eye on the ball and promote yourself. Metal people, this is a good month to learn something new and to give yourself a challenge. You might be more emotional this month. You might feel a little bit obstructed, that things aren't going so smoothly. You might be a bit frustrated. So learn to look within. That's actually the message for this month. Learn to look within. Complaining and projecting never solved anything, all right? And so that's actually for all of you something, all of us actually, something to really be careful of, is the words we say in our lives are energy, and the words that we put out actually reflect our lives. And so have you ever caught yourself, what is it you're saying? And think, you know, thinking is one thing, but you can control what you say, right? And we want the world to be a kinder, more beautiful place. Are you kind with your words that you say to other people? Do you say compliments? Water people, it's going to be a bit busy and a bit restless for you this month. Take care to channel your extra energy. You might be feeling emotional and some pressure. You're going to have to focus to get done what you want to get done, and you're easily distracted again with friends and social activities. However, the ability to be focused is there, and the ability to turn this into a month where you really meet some goals and challenges and get them done is great. Okay, now to the individual animals. And again, to say that you're just one animal is simplistic, because there's so many other aspects in the chart that interact with it, but you have 4 animals in your chart. And so here's some insight as to what's happening just with the 4 animals this month. Overall, a fun and enjoyable month for tigers. Okay, they can expect some good tidings in the areas of finance, career, and health during this fourth month. Health should be good, but there might be a little bit of overindulging, so just make sure you stick to your health and fitness routines, because there will be gourmet eating opportunities. All right, but overall for the tiger, the dragon is a good month. The rabbit, however, will tend to procrastinate a bit this month and could be lazy if not careful, right? Won't feel so motivated and a little bit stuck. And remember that this too shall pass. We don't always have great months, and we don't always have great years either, right? For sure. There are certain people, hello, Tricks. There are certain people that, well, everybody, and that's actually the thing too, we don't always have good luck. And then what happens so often when we don't have good luck is we project that out on our loved ones as somehow it's their fault, that we would feel happier or be more, that it's other people's fault. And here's what I know is what's happening outside in the world around us is actually a reflection of our law of attraction. And so the question always to ask is when we're, not why is this happening to me? Why is this happening for me? And how did I create this? Because the truth is, at some point in this cosmos, you created your life, all right? So things are not so positive for the rabbit this month compared to last month. Career growth might have some hurdles, right? A little bit of all that stuff. But, from myself, I've been doing astrology now for 30 years. And before that, Chinese astrology, Western astrology. I have better success often in the years where I see ahead of time that it's a challenging year than in the years that are considered smooth, because I actually consciously work with them harder. All right. And so for all of us, this is an opportunity. Now, the dragon. The dragon this month will want so dragon in dragon month. It's kind of a really good month to actually spend some time alone. There's a penalty that's called a self-penalty this month, which means that if you have any problems this month, you caused them. So what could that be? Well, it could be laziness. It could be procrastination. It could be you said something you shouldn't have said. It could be you spent money you shouldn't have spent. It could have been a whole bunch of things. The actual answer depends on your chart, your day master, and your interaction to these elements. But so take your time. Well, first of all, set goals. And I'm always saying that, but set goals. And then are your actions contributing to your goals? There's a saying I really like: the top 5 people you spend time with reflect your life. And so and don't point fingers at people and go, oh, you're not the person I want to hang out with. It's not about that. It's about what are the qualities you want in your life, and who are the people that have those qualities. So if you value hard work, or if you value success, or if you value kindness, or if you value spirituality, versus if you're hanging out with complainers, that's saying you value complaining. And that's actually, again, look at yourself, like what's going on. So for the dragon this month, it's actually a really good opportunity, and really always for all of us. Look what's going on around there. Spend some time alone and steer the boat a little bit in the opposite direction, because any problems that happen this month, you caused, okay? The snake. The snake is going to have overall a good month this coming month in the dragon. You will be efficient and recognized for it, and there will be opportunities for you to get ahead and promote yourself. Long-standing relationships are going to do well. You should be able to gain in your finances, right? And overall, mentally, you're going to feel clear and stable. So how nice is that, all right? The horse is overall having a good year, but this month should tread a little bit carefully, but you'll be able to solve any problems that arise. And your money should also actually do quite well as well. But you're going to have mood swings and be somewhat emotional, and that might hurt others unintentionally, right? And the horse sometimes managing their emotions, I think, is one of the biggest lessons for people who have horse in their chart. And how that can show up is, for some, it can be anger and outbursts, but for others, it can be isolating and the cold shoulder and distancing. and all of a sudden the person doesn't hear from them, which can be just as dramatic for the people that know you, right? And so take responsibility for your interactions this month. And yeah, but you'll be able to tread carefully. And but yeah, substantial improvement in the fortunes, right? Any problems that arise, you will be able to solve. The goat or the sheep, both are the same. Overall, the goat is having a little bit of, well, actually, it's a clash year to the ox for the goat, but clashes are actually good because it brings opportunities. It means the areas in your life that you need to change are being brought up in your face. And that could be health issues, it could be how you manage your money, it could be how you deal with people, right? However, there's this month, the opportunity to, it's actually quite a lucky month. You might be spending some money on luxurious things. You have to be careful you don't spend too much money, but really continue this whole year and using the energy of this month is, again, what do you want and what do you need to change to get there? And stop doing the things that are preventing you from actually having inner peace. The monkey, students will do well in exams. You will be recognized. Now I lost myself here. You will be recognized. Fame. Dragon monkey combo. Good month to get more clients or to promote yourself. Good for promoting online materials, right? And fortunes. There's lots of luck out there, but there's a tendency as well to do things too quickly and to not pay attention to details, and you might commit mistakes. All right, so slow down. A lot of, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart, you're going to be restless and you're going to be multitasking, and there'll be that's good enough. And then the universe will probably bring up something to show you, I need to pay a little bit more attention and I need to slow down. So if you do that ahead of time, the universe won't have to do it for you, right? Hello, Carol and Nicole and Cassandra. So nice to see you guys. Roosters. Smooth sailing month, good mood overall. Be careful not to overspend money, right? Because you might have more social, people are going to like you, want to be around you, do more. And so then there's a tendency to celebrate and to do those types of things. And that can all be good, but I guess make sure you have a budget, and lots of opportunities. There's some romance opportunities out there for the rooster. Yeah, and so people luck is really high this month. Money luck is, you have to be careful if you want to end the month with more money than you started with. Dog. So the dog, pay extra attention to your work and relationships. Don't rush. And I'm going to use a comment that one of my teachers would say is be pleasing. Be pleasing. And so what does be pleasing mean? So she would make comments to me about that person doesn't have a pleasing personality. And, some people don't. They're kind of snarky. They're actually, or not even friendly, right? And those are things that we can actually learn to be. One of the best qualities people can learn to have better interpersonal relationships is listening. And listening doesn't mean agreeing, right? Like sometimes just listening to people and letting them know that they've been heard and that you value their opinion, whether you agree with it or not, is huge. Right? And so for the dog, this is a good month to practice being pleasing, right? You don't have to say every thought that comes across your mouth, right? And so the year is a little bit of a challenging year for people that have dog in their chart. They're going to feel that so it's interesting. Remember what I said? What's out there is being reflected from what's inside you. And this is a huge lesson that I learned in some of my studies in the last few years. I've been fortunate, to study with some of the best teachers in the world. And any part in our chart that is a problem stops being a problem when you learn the lesson inside of yourself. So if you feel other people don't treat you well, where inside yourself are you first not treating them well? And where do you not treat yourself well? What kind of criticisms are you saying to yourself all the time? What kind of self-talk do you have? Do you take care of yourself with good food and good sleep and surrounding yourself with positive, environment? And so those are the types of things that we can actually look to do when we're finding challenges in our life are being reflected all out there. Okay, so be pleasing. And if you do that, you'll have a fine month. Okay, thanks, Anne. And hello, Pinar. So, pig month, smooth sailing month, Midas touch. Everything will turn out well. However, relationship problems, the pig tends to be a bit of a worrier, right? And so they're always fretting a little bit. And I'm generalizing here. Pigs are also very kind. They give too much, and again, generalizing, but they're generally really sweet people who often don't speak their mind until it's too late and they blow up, right? And so there could be misunderstandings with other people because remember, thoughts are things too. So whether you actually express yourself or not, your thoughts give out an energy that people can feel. So be clear in your communications up front. Don't give something you're not, if you be clean in what you give and do, meaning give unconditionally. If you want to be kind to someone, give something, but don't expect something back in return and then resent if you don't get it, right? You have a good month here. And when we have a good month, it's actually a great month in relationships where maybe we need to do a little bit of correcting or communication so that we feel that it's more balanced, that it's a good month to speak up and talk because it'll be received well. People will hear your misunderstandings, okay? So yeah. And make sure always before you do something, like the good thing to go for a run or to get some exercise to get rid of the negative stresses in your mind and to, to just approach the situation calmly. And then the rat, last but not least, two more, rat knocks. The rat, the dragon combines with you this month and there's the general star shining on you. So you will be given more authority and responsibility. Say yes. I actually think always say yes. Well, I mean, unless it's ridiculous, right? But more money and success can be the reward, right? Like so often people say no and they miss opportunities. Actually, life brings us opportunities all the time. And most people, no, I'm not ready. The timing's not right. And then they wonder why their lives don't get better, right? Like in order for things to change, you got to push and get yourself out there. So the month of April is a really good month for the rat. You will have good luck in areas of profession, health, and finance, and there's lots of opportunities coming your way. And so it's a good month then to take that and put some money aside. All right. And spend quality time with your spouses. So a month that shows that you're busy, it's like then easy to take for granted things. Okay. And ox. Hi, Pooja. Overall good fortune. Negative people, though, will walk out on you. That's great. You don't need them anyways, right? Be ready to let them go. More positive people will enter your life and bring positive experiences. However, you have to also be, the energy that you want to have in your life. One of a teacher once said to me too, when you walk down the street, do people smile at you? Right? Because if that's a sign on your energy, it's not a sign about them. How can you use your energy to lift other people, right? And so for all of us, that's something, but for the ox, this is a little bit something to work on this month, right? Be the energy so that you can attract positive energy. Be pleasing. Okay, a little bit on Feng Shui. I really, the simple thing, I guess, was I'm aware that a lot of the people who watch this have no knowledge on Feng Shui, and then I'm also aware that a lot of people who follow me are like experts. And it's kind of just amazing to me that you guys are here, but I love you and thank you, right? And just like we are influenced by monthly and yearly energies, so are our homes. And it's just so, there's so many aspects to this. I mean, again, if you really want to be proper about your home, you need to have a consultation so that I know the compass directions and I know the sectors and your own energy blueprint, all right? But if I'm just going to do something general, as you know already, if you've been following me, that the northeast sector, so we divide the home into 8 sectors. You need to have some basic compass directions for this. And it's metaphysics. It doesn't need to be exact. And there's a saying, God protects drunks and fools. So even if your intention is to have the best energy in your home, right? It's like, so use the northeast sector. So the northeast sector is good this month. in that, oh, and you probably notice compared to other months, I'm sitting in a different location, and that's because I also follow the monthly energies, right? And sometimes I stay overall in the same sector, and other months I move, and next time you're going to see me in a different sector again. And this is because I'm following what's called the monthly stars. And I'm playing with, I love playing with that. I love playing with energy. You guys can do this just for fun on your own, right? But I play with that also because I'm just curious. It's like, I'm going to do some more writing next month. So do I want to be in the energy of writing, or do I want to be in the energy of marketing? You know, like, where do I want to be? So the Northeast continues to be a very good sector. The West sector, while it's a great sector for the year, is this month a little bit problematic and not as great. And if you have to spend time in the West sector, maybe add some metal, right? So metal, just like in astrology with the 5 elements, we look here with the 5 elements as well, and we can reduce and support energies by spending time in them or not, or by bringing in different elements. And so, you know, some teachers would say it needs to be 30 pounds of metal, and other teachers would say, you know, some Chinese masters from Hong Kong and that you could just put 6 metal coins in the West. I think no matter what you do, just add some metal there if you have to spend some time in the West. The East, though, this month is a very good sector for studying and writing and being creative and spending time there. However, don't put water in that sector, well, unless you know what you're doing, right? Really, what I'm just suggesting here is spend time by sitting in those sectors. I mean, I moved my chair this morning too, that I'm sitting in a different sector because I want to, you know, just, I play. It's like, what am I, and even if you don't know about Feng Shui, if your intention is to just play and sit in the different areas of your house, right? And just see what's there and what you feel, okay? And so the North sector as well, this month has a financial success and partnership energy about it. So you can spend time in the North. I like the Northeast still. The East is good for academic pursuits and promotions. The South is good for communication. I would avoid, and the East is even good for career success and good communication as well in the Southwest, and spiritual studies are good in the Northwest. I would, if you can, minimize the Southeast and the West sectors for this month. The Southeast actually for the whole year continues to be, if you can avoid spending time in that energy. Yeah. All right. I want to add to all of this something about the big awakening that's been going on. All right. It's been going on for years, and it's getting bigger, right? And I'm sure you're feeling it. If you're here studying or listening to me, you're someone who feels the energies of the cosmos. You feel this awakening. You have inside of you like this longing, if you will, or this itch, you know, what's going on and how do I associate with it? What can I do? Well, the energies of this April are really good for supporting you for spiritual growth, releasing emotional beliefs that don't serve you. But this process is not easy, right? It's not, because actually in order to release something, you actually often have to experience some type of fear or trauma or whatnot to actually get to that. And you have to start taking responsibility for how you are projecting it. Here's the thing, our thoughts are creating the world, right? And so the thing to change, the only thing we can ultimately actually change, this is that higher matrix of the whole thing, is our own energies, and be the change. And yes, we can use Feng Shui, and yes, we can use astrology, because yeah, the sun rises and sets every day. And when you know how to plant a garden with good soil, you're going to have a better crop. But you can also work with your thoughts. And here's the really cool thing. When you work with your thoughts and you become a higher quality, higher level person, you don't even need to know Feng Shui, because the land will pick you. The universe will pick you. Your vibration will emanate such that people will come to you that are of a higher level. All right. And so, yeah, you might be having trouble sleeping. I'm awake most nights for at least an hour in the middle of the night. And I use that as an opportunity now to listen to spiritual podcasts, to listen to Eckhart Tolle, to listen to Byron Katie, to listen I have Course of Miracles, right? Like and instead of fighting it and having a judgment that, oh, this shouldn't be happening, I'm actually now in a place that, wow, I actually get an opportunity to quietly listen and connect with these higher energies, right? And yeah, fears will be brought up. Everybody's going through them. Do I get the vaccine? I've spoken to several Asian friends this week who are afraid to walk the streets. Don't go through the fear. I mean, or feel the fear and remember you are not the fear. All right? Yeah. And so be the change. As Einstein said, if you believe the world is a friendly place, it is. And evidence will support that. If you believe the world is an unfriendly place, it is. And evidence will support that. And yeah, is it so easy to just change? No. Here's the thing. Fake it till you make it, right? And so be the actions. Just be the actions. Eat properly. Do those types of things, right? And so, yeah, last month I said, if every month we did one thing to change our lives, right? One action, that would be 12 actions this year. And if you did 12 actions in a year, you could change your entire life. You could get a degree. You could become a yoga instructor. You could do all these things, right? And so here's your opportunity to choose an action this month. For me, it's more walking. It's eating more properly. It's choosing to be at peace when I'm awake at night, to stop fighting it as if it's a problem, because obviously it's happening for me. So there's an opportunity there, right? And maybe I need to breathe, right? To calm down my vagus nerve, to just do those types of things, like to act, there's so many things we could do. It's been truly my pleasure this Easter to be here with you. I wish you all happiness and love and peace and connection. Truly, we are one, and together we are more. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll stay here and answer some of your questions. Oh, and gosh, yeah, please go to my website and sign up for the newsletter. And I have a new class. It's like a $20 class. It's not up yet, and it's going to be coming on, let me get the date here, on the, oh gosh, see, I'm so bad at promoting here. It's going to be on the 12th, and it's a Daymaster in Wealth introductory class. And it'll be on Monday night on the 12th, and we're going to post the link in the upcoming newsletter. My Zoom is only for 100 people, so it'll be for 100 people. And it's prosperity breakthrough, if you will. I just learned something really cool on how you can see in your chart the blocks that we have in our chakras and how that relates to wealth. So I'm going to talk about that in that workshop, and I'm going to give you some tips and hints on how to work with that. But I'm also just going to talk about who you are as a day master and how your chart relates to wealth. And not so much as to just so that you can see maybe some of the ways as an introductory thing is how wealth reacts, well, how you chose in this lifetime to look at money. Anyways, that's for April 12th. Happy Easter, Catherine. Hello to all of you. Thank you to all of you for being here with me. And if you have any questions, just put them here in the chat, and I'll stay on for a few minutes. And then otherwise, go enjoy some eggs. Lisa, you're moving house on the 12th, but you'd like to hear the course. Yes, we will, for at least a couple of weeks, offer the course to view afterwards. Yeah, online. Yeah, good luck with moving into your new place. That's exciting. Rini, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Cecilia, you're welcome. Thank you. Paulina, yeah, hello, thank you. Happy Easter. Heather, yeah, you're welcome. Happy Easter. Anne Bethune, thank you. April, happy Easter. I hope you get to go out horseback riding. Hey, Linda. Happy Easter to you. Talk soon. Trix, my dear cousin in Holland. Yeah, thank you. You're so welcome. I miss you guys. I hope that I get to come over one of these days in the next year or so. Hey, Melanie. Thank you. Hey, Dennis. My thoughts are with you guys. Lots of love. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. And we will see you again soon.